Hey, what's shaking, homies? So today, really excited because I'm going to go through and take 10 of my 3D printers, compare them all, tell you which ones I like, which ones I don't like, what I like about them, what the differences are, what might suit your needs, and yeah, we're just going to go through all of them. So I currently have 10 FDM printers and one DLP resin printer, so I'm going to go through all the FDM printers today. And there's a huge 3D printer sale going on in GearBest. So if you want to check out any of these, there'll be a link in the description where you can check out each one. I'll also put just a link to their overall sale page. And yeah, basically all the 3D printers are on sale right now. So if you're, trying to figure out which one to buy, this might be a good video for you. So let's go inside because I didn't have enough room out here. And I got all the 3D printers on the table and let's go check it out. Okay guys, so check it out. I got 9 different printers here. Let me get a higher angle so you can maybe see this better. Let's start off. Let me just go through and tell you what I got here on the table. Let's start here. This is a CR10S. I got an Anet A4 Delta, an FL Sun Delta. In the back there I got a TiVomichelangelo, JG Aurora A5, Anycubic i3 Mega, TiVo Tornado, Thorbot Buddy Couple Dual Extrusion Printer, and the Anycubic Linear Plus Delta. Okay, so we'll start it back here at the CR10, and we'll just work our way to the left here. Now this is the CR10S. I previously had the regular CR10, and I gave that to my dad for Christmas. I've also had several clones of the CR10, like the TiVo Tornado over there, but I've had the Tronxy, what is it, the X3, I think it's called. I also had the Anet E10 and the Anet E12. Both of them I don't currently have, but they're all very good machines, but the CR10, out of all, this and the TiVo definitely do it the best. That's why I kept this one. The regular CR10 is great, especially if you're trying to save a little money. You do get extra features on this one. So the extra features you get with the S model is you get a filament runout sensor, you get a power resume, so like if I accidentally unplug it, or if I have to, or if the power goes out or something, I can just restart it. Also too, we get dual Z-axis threaded rods and motors, so it's a little more stable, but it basically, the print quality is basically the same. You get very, very, very good print quality on the CR10, and how I'm going to say how good everything prints is I'm going to compare it to the CR10. I feel like the CR10 right now is kind of like the benchmark. So this is something I printed on the CR10. It's a Yoda benchy, and pretty cool. It's like Yoda group benchy. Really, really bizarre. But it printed this really good, and I didn't do any cleanup after. Like, there's still a little, burrs on it and stuff because I haven't ripped off the brim either. This literally got done printing 10 minutes ago before I started putting all the printers on the table. Okay, so things I love about the CR10. First off, it can print huge. It's got, a huge build volume. It prints great quality, obviously. Things I don't like, though, is you can't really print ABS unless you mod it. The bed does not like to get hot enough. And the extruder can, but the bed just does not really get over like 70 degrees, or it's quite hard to get it over 70 degrees. And I also don't like how it takes up so much room on the table, but that's because, it's a big printer, so I guess it's kind of a trade-off. But it is very good. It's very stable. You don't really have to do any tweaks. Once you get it up and running good, you just keep it the same. Like, I haven't had to retighten the belts. You basically just level the bed if you move the printer. If you don't move it, it doesn't really go out of whack. Okay, so this one, though, is like $450-ish with the sale price. So it is a little pricier, but you're getting probably the biggest community, too, behind a printer. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Okay, so next we got the Anet A4 Delta. Okay, now this one comes almost all the way assembled. I think it took me a little over an hour, and I've done reviews on all these if you want to look further into them. But this printer, I really like it, actually. It printed really good right out of the box. Here's something I printed on it. I mean, not perfect, but not bad. And yeah, I mean, I like how the spool holder too is just like right on top. That's already good to go. I'm normally not the biggest fan of Anet, but I like this one. I like this more than the Anet E12 and the Anet E10, both of which I've had in the past, but I don't have currently. I do not like how it's just these push buttons though. I prefer the old knob and stuff, like most of the printers have. But other than that, it's actually surprisingly good quality. It's got belt tensioners already on it. You don't have to print off any parts, basically. I've basically done no modifications to it, and it's printing pretty decent. Okay, next, we got another Delta in the back here. This one is cheaper. It's definitely way harder to make. Like, this one took me maybe 10 to 12 hours to put together. But there is some cool features on this. Like, it has, bring this up a bit. Bear with me here. Oops, I'm banging stuff around. Okay, it has an auto level, so like, you can hear that click. So it probes the bed, and you know, it auto levels. You just type in G29 to the start code, and based on that, it's really nice because it's a very cheap printer that you don't have. I think it's like 170 bucks normally, or with sale or whatever. That's very cheap printer. It's also pretty high quality parts. Like, all these plastic parts are all injection molded. There's not really any printed parts on it. I added a heated bed, so it did not come with a heated bed. They do also sell a heated bed version, but stock one does not. That one is a kind of a pain to put together, but other than that, that's a pretty good printer. It's got pretty good quality. Auto bed level is always a plus. The wire management is a little crazy. Like, the wires are just like hanging everywhere, which I don't like, but other than that, you can't really knock it. It prints really good. Next, we got this one here. This is the JG Aurora A5. Now, this is one of my new favorite printers. I've only had this not that long, but man, I think I like this maybe more than the CR10. Honestly, it prints just as good, the quality, except this one I can print ABS, I can print nylon, and I print any high temp material. It prints great. It's got basically, this is basically like the same thing as the Anycubic Ultra Base, like you see here on the i3 Mega. So it, you know, you don't have to put any adhesive on there or anything. I do think this printer is awesome because, unlike the CR10, how I got the control box to the side and everything, everything's right in here. It's just one solid printer. Like, you could like literally pick it up while it's printing, and it wouldn't really affect the print. Now let me show you one of the coolest things about this. Let me turn it on. Okay, so you'll notice that's a little loud. Just that one fan. But you'll notice it's full colored touchscreen. I think, like, literally everything, like all printers should have this. I think, you know, just your standard Marlin, you know, turn knob, just the blue screen, it's really getting old. I think it's 21st century. Everything should use this. This also, just like the CR10, it's got, you can auto resume for after power loss. It's got a filament run out sensor over here, and then I love how, like, the filament is tucked away. Like, from the front you can't even see it. Also too, like, I like how it's all, like, you know, from the back you can't really, you can see it but you can't. I got a big mess of ABS that got stuck on there. I had a failed print and I didn't fix it, so ignore that. But I like how, like, you can't really see the nozzle and everything. This printer though, this is probably the best deal in 3D printing right now, because I think now it's on sale for like $319 or something, and you're basically getting a CR10 that can print ABS. The build volume in the Z-axis isn't as high. It's 100 millimeters shorter, so you won't be able to print as high stuff, but it's just as big on the X and the Y. So it's like 305 by 305 by 300, I think. So that's pretty big. Okay, now one printer that is very similar to this one, sorry, this is very dirty. It was in my garage and it got really dirty. I have been using this one a lot though. This is one of my most used printers. This is my Anycubic i3 Mega. Now this printer, it's honestly, it's like a smaller one of these. I think this one came out first. I'm not quite sure, but basically both these printers, you can put them together in 5 minutes. So that is just hands down freaking awesome. But besides that, the Anycubic i3 Mega also has the touchscreen. The colors aren't as vivid as the touchscreen on there. It also has the filament runout sensor, power on off, and everything. It can also print ABS and all these different materials. Also has this awesome Ultra Base. Yeah, I think this printer, if you don't need a big printer, if like, well, it's still pretty big. It's bigger than like your standard, like Anet A8 or A6 or anything. But if you don't need like a giant printer, this might be the printer to get. And I've personally dealt with Anycubic 2 different times, and both times they were like the best customer service ever. So my Ultra Base, the first time I got it, came messed up. They sent me a brand new one, no questions asked, had it shipped out that day. So that is pretty awesome. Okay, now let's go here to the back and we got the TiVomichelangelo. You know, this is just a small little printer. It's also a very cheap printer. One thing about it is it comes basically 100% assembled. Like, you don't have to do anything. You just plug it in. It prints actually quite well. The only downside is there's no heated bed. I heard they are remodeling it with a heated bed. I don't know if it's going to up the price, because this printer is just over $100. If you want something small that doesn't take up a lot of space, and just want it really easy to set up, boom, you're a noob, this might be a printer for you. It doesn't have a huge build volume, but it's big enough to print, you know, unless you're not printing something like a vase, you know, you're going to be okay. I mean, it's still pretty decent sized. It's just nothing crazy. Okay, next we got maybe the best 3D printer that came out last year. I don't know. We got the TiVo Tornado. Now, I think the CR10 was just killing everybody, and then a bunch of clones came out of the CR10, like the Anet E12, the Anet E10, the Tronxy, whatever, X3 or whatever, or X5 or whatever it's called. But then this printer came out, and they were like, you know, they got all the same design, same size, but they did some changes, and I really like what they did here. They added an AC heating module for the bed, so the bed can literally heat up in minutes to like ABS temperatures. This printer isn't the best at printing ABS. If you enclose it, it is. But I've had some problems. Sometimes I can print ABS on it, but sometimes the parts will warp, especially if it's a big print. If it's a small print, it's usually okay. But yeah, just because it's so big. Also, too, if you have it in a hot room, that'll help. But this printer is just awesome. And I love this TiVo Titan extruder. This is by far my favorite extruder. And they sent an extra one. I haven't had to use it. But it's all very similar to the CR10. One thing I don't like about it is it does not come with a spool holder. So it comes with like a STL file or a G code, so you can just print one. But yeah, they should have already had that printed for you. But yeah, I don't know. It just prints. I can print really fast on this, notice too. Like the CR10, I try not to get it above 60 millimeters a second. This one I can easily print at like 70, sometimes 80 if it's not that complex, you know, of a design. But, or sorry, of a model. But yeah, it prints great quality. I'd say just as good quality as the CR10. I did have some salmon skin effects. I think on all the new models, or if you buy it now, you won't have that. I think they use a different board now. But I had to add some TL smoothers. They were very cheap, but I had to add them to the box. So that's why my control box is open here. So maybe I can just show it to you. I never put the screws back on. But yeah, that's what. Come on, sorry, I'm trying to do this with one hand. So those are the TL smoothers. So they're very easy. They just plug right in. So I added those, and it eliminated the salmon skin. And yeah, it just prints beautifully. Okay, so we got two more printers on the table here. This one I really like. This is the Anycubic Linear Plus. I just recently did a review on this. It's got this awesome auto bed level probe. So you put this on, it's just a magnet. It sticks right on. Oops, right there. And then it probes, you know, it'll go down and be like beep, beep, beep. It does like 39 spots. And then, you know, and then you hit store on the memory here. It stores it in, and when you go to print, it knows where everything is. It works perfect. And I love this build platform. It does have a heated bed, and this comes almost all the way assembled. I also really like how the spool holder is just on the metal frame right there. The power supply, you know, is nice and safe, has the on-off switch. Yeah, I just really like this one. Okay, so next we gotta go, let's move this one a little. Okay, we got the Thorbot Buddy Couple. Okay, now let me tell you, when I first got this printer, I thought it was the bee's knees. I was like, this thing is so freaking awesome. You can print 2 different colors, you can mix colors. After having it for a month, the thing doesn't work anymore. It still turns on and everything, but it jams every time I try to print 2 colors. I even changed this whole carriage. This guy remodeled this, saying he had the same problem, but my problems didn't really change. I'm definitely gonna have to do some work on that. I was gonna give that one away to my friend, but I gotta fix it before I even give it to him because I feel bad giving it to him. So this printer, it's all metal construction. It can do 2 colors. It was really cool. But after a month, it just crapped out on me, and I cannot figure it out. And the nozzle, it uses this like crazy giant nozzle. You can see there's a huge mess of stuff on there. Let me zoom in. But yeah, it's huge. It's like 500 times the size of a regular nozzle. So I don't even know how you replace that. I don't know what the inside of the hot end is like. God, they both feed in there. And this fan on it is so loud. If I was going to keep that, I would replace those fans. Yeah, it printed great for like a month, and then it just started clogging all the time. I don't know if it got built up in there, or if I was trying to, you know, I've taken good care of it, so I don't really know. But okay, so these are all the printers I have in there. I have one more printer that doesn't fit. It's not that big, I just didn't have any more room on the table. So let me go grab that, and I'll show you that, and then we can wrap this up. Okay guys, this is the Zonestar Z5, and you have never seen this on my channel. That is because I refused to review this one. It was so bad, it had so many problems right off the box that I didn't review it, and I just salvaged it for parts. That's why not everything is here. But it is basically absolutely horrendous. I have never checked out any other Zonestar products, but I do not want to. This was a nightmare to put together. It was supposed to be a fast assembly, but that's not even it. There was 2 broken end stops off the box, so I had replacement end stops, so I replaced them. Then after replacing them, I noticed the Y end stop, the bed can go so far back that it will be printing in midair. Like, it won't even, you know what I mean? Like, it'll be way off here. So I had to mod it to pull it forward, and it still didn't work. Okay, so then after I finally got everything set up, I replaced it with a bunch of my own parts. I turned it on, and then it blew a thermistor. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, right away. So I replaced that, then it blew another thermistor. And then I just said, you know what? I'm done with this thing. This thing is a piece of garbage. I replaced 4 parts, had to mod 1, and like, okay, and then this spool holder, you can't even fit a normal spool of filament on. Look how thin this is. Like, you cannot put a spool of filament on there. So I don't even know what the point of having that is. But yeah, it was just terrible. It had auto level sensor, so I thought that was cool, but I never even got to use it. I literally did not, I played with this thing for 2 days, never even got one print off of it. So just so you guys know, if I get anything I recommend, it's because I recommend it. If I don't like something, I'd rather just not even make the review than make a video trashing it. So just so you know, don't, you know, if I say something's good, I'm not lying to you guys. I will not redo a review on something I do not like. So this has been all my printers. So let's go inside. I'll give you a little conclusion of what I think. And yeah. Okay guys, so in conclusion, which ones of these are my favorite? Which ones do I like the best? Okay, so as far as Cartesian style printers go, my favorite smaller one is actually the Anycubic i3 Mega. This is probably my most used. That's why it's filled with just dirty as hell. I use it all the time. And it can print basically every type of material. If anything goes wrong, Anycubic's got great customer service. But yeah, sometimes it's just not big enough for the job. So sometimes I need something like my CR10 back there, or my JG Aurora A5. So the JG Aurora, I've only had this for like a month. The CR10 I've had much longer. CR10, I can honestly say, is super reliable. They have the best community ever. They have more people have the CR10 basically than any other printer. So if one thing that really matters to you is being able to get support or ask people for help, if you're totally new, the CR10 is great. The regular CR10 is pretty cheap. It's well, not cheap, but it's not as expensive as this one. This one's like $450. I think it's $300 to $350 or so for the regular one. But honestly, if you're not going to be printing huge all the time and you only have that much to spend, I would get the JG Aurora, because the JG Aurora is on sale right now for only $319, and you can go almost as big as that and print every material. And I honestly like this build platform better. Doesn't have as big of a community behind it, but I haven't had to do anything. Like, I literally have not done a single modification since I got this. CR10 though, honestly, you cannot go wrong. These are 2 of my favorite printers ever. But the TiVo Tornado also, like, all 3 of these are so close. The TiVo Tornado though, I can turn it on and it's up, ready to go, boom, just like that. The TiVo Tornado, if you get the newer one, which if you order it now, yeah, if you don't get one used, I would recommend you getting one of the new ones off GearBest if you're going to get one, because just the fact that the bed heats up so fast and everything is so awesome. TiVo also has great customer service. This is one of the only printers that comes with an actual instruction booklet. This one's also quite cheap right now. It's just a little over $300. It's like $325 or $350 at the most, but it's really cheap. Like, when this first came out, it was more than that. As far as Delta printers go, I'm going to say anything from Anycubic. Anycubic kills it. If you don't have enough money for the Castle Linear Plus over there, just get the regular Castle. I did a review on that too in the past. I gave that one to my brother, but that printer is awesome. And both Anycubic, they like no matter what you get, they have awesome customer service. The regular console, much cheaper. This one can do bigger stuff. It can do more stuff. It's got a better power supply. It can do different types of materials like ABS and stuff. Where your regular one doesn't have a heated bed, it can't. So if you're on a budget, you like building stuff, I'd get the regular Anycubic console. But if you got extra money, definitely get the Linear Plus. Back there we got the TiVomichelangelo. That thing's pretty nice, but I've heard that the Ender 2 has a heated bed, so I think I'd rather get that. But if you're on a budget, that one's cheaper. It's only like $109. But yeah, overall, I think your best bets are, if you want something smaller, get the Anycubic i3 Mega. If you want something bigger, and you got the money to spend, and you don't care about printing ABS and stuff, get the CR10. Because having that big community really helps and means a lot. But if you want to print all different materials, get the JJ Aurora or the TiVo Tornado. The JJ Aurora though, I have had more success printing ABS and stuff. The TiVo you can do it, but it can be a little finicky. So this was probably my sleeper. When I got this printer, I didn't know what to think of it, and I've been blown away by it. This touchscreen too, as well as the i3 is just killer, but I love how this is all color and it just looks cool. So yeah, I could recommend any of these except the Thorbot and the Zonestar Z5. Don't get either of those. But any of these are all good printers. I'll put links to all of them. But yeah, these are like my 4 favorite. Is boom, 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 and boom. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you later. Sorry the video's so long. We'll try to make a shorter one next time. And peace out.